Alright, so we're gonna keep this really really speedrun-like. So as we were opening up since 8 o'clock, as well as just midnight, just ramping. On the 15 minute, as you're going into 9:30, sweeping lows here, getting a nice double top here as well. Even though, yes, FVG and retrace ends up delivering the target, and then you're getting a Bissy on retrace. So even if you were trying to short this, for whatever reason, this should have been your first getaway, or at the very minimum, once it's hit, you can hop out and switch. Also, just 9:30 open in general, a movement down. Likely manipulation. Distribute higher. Hits 15-minute fair value gap at the low. Also just to this order block, and then delivers high. FVG continue as well to allow you to push for that 1245 high. Now, as for what I was seeing on it, was actually the short afterwards. I had originally shorted at like 1230 just on the second pop above this high already. So really it was just me being early and not so much the time aspect of like the 1250 macro. But once that happens and you get that shift down, you get an FVG running this high, another order block with a SIBI, with another SIBI, another one in here on bodies. Market keeps trading down, and you can just keep following it down the same way you would follow it for delivery higher. FVG continue, and then by this time it's already 4 and the market's closed. So the biggest thing to look for going into that is this push up here. All of this is just trailed orders, and again, those turtle soup ideas, what can you look for shifts? So by the time you're here, and if you want to be rejecting lows, breaking highs, from this moment here, you know that the net position is shifting. Also the rejection of a high up here. And then you can 2022 it down or whatever you want to do as well. ES, pretty much same thing, just did it later. Reversal of 10 to kind of the moon up, and then but still the exact same setup in terms of the short. Runs the high multiple times. Best giveaway you have is a micro body. Micro bodies, all they really mean are just accumulations. It's not going to tell you higher or lower, it just means accumulation. But you can use that as anticipation, in this case, of using that in a vacuum for a reversal. But really just micro bodies, especially hitting old liquidity pools and things like that, very, very likely to kind of just roll over. Oil, pretty much read it perfectly, traded it horribly. 8 o'clock deliveries here. If you're only trading after 8 o'clock, there's no way you can come back down to this with it just being balanced. So you have all of this delivery here of just that trap trader idea. The very, very least from this here to here. So when you're going into pre-inventories with this setup here, as well as notice these failure swings, it is a manipulated high in the sense that it runs this high, but notice how it sets up 4 failure swings as well. So what's that allowing for is people that were short off of that to trail their stop loss and also give them the idea or illusion that it can be a very, very safe spot. So once it turtle soups that, and you start delivering bullish again with this order block here, as well as the one inside of it, and then you also get a Bissy, followed by another one and another one. After the oil inventory comes out at 10:30, and it runs this high, and then on the 1 minute, what it actually did was pretty clean. It rolled over the people that were longing this breakout on the news release for the inventories. They're all going to put their stop loss underneath here. That's to crush them out. Because only the people that would enter after this breakout would only get it after that breakout occurs. And they're going to have their stop loss underneath here, and it runs that. You then get another Bissy. Market trades down into it, and then just starts delivering through. You get an order block. This is all internal. And even if you were playing that Bissy continue, trades down into it. The 1 minute order block was also a 5 minute fair value gap, so that was pretty nice. You can get to the right day. 5-minute FVG. Even if you're trying to take the busy continue idea, you don't want to use ones. You essentially want to use the most, you don't want to use old ones is what it is. You want to use the most recent ones. So if you're looking for that FVG continue idea, if this one isn't getting filled, and you get another one here and you're waiting, you're looking for this one to hold. And it does there. So that means as this pushes higher, you're looking for this one to hold, and this is the actual one that is failing up here. You're then getting FVG and retrace, and you can start following delivery downwards, same way as before. Same thing as NASDAQ, same thing as every price delivery ever. You look at it enough. So, and again, we were already bullish from yesterday, looking to go for this 20-day high above here. Above December's high, or at the very least use that as the initial draw. I am open to shorting if it wants to hit this for whatever reason early, like London, and then just start to crash back through. With Monday's low being turtle, though, it's hard to say. But as for just the delivery that's happened throughout the week so far, it pretty much has been some really just a lot of upwards movement. Even though it did properly turtle and everything down here, could very easily start running some trailed things with one more essentially third drive above this. So something like up here, New York session. Could very easily look to try to give it back to like even Tuesday, or if you really want to, Monday's low. Over the next like Thursday, Friday. But I'm totally open for it to just keep going higher and going for this also. And it could just be something that it wants to do next week. So, Euro has interest rates tomorrow. So I don't do much Euro, really at all. Assuming looking at what we have here, this still is 4-hour side of the curve. So if this is going to be an LR through the range, and it just wants to trade back up into a premium, assuming they sold this micro body here, ideally you would get some kind of LR through this range right here as well, on the interest rate or post interest rate or anything like that, and then can deliver down to here. But that means Dixie is going to want to come for up here as well, like 103 area, which doesn't necessarily have to either. So, but it's at 8:15. It's before indices open and everything like that. But even indices, I would still look to play whatever reaction, because you do have like 30-minute delivery shifts going on. So it's more so seeing, do we get those same rules applying? Do we get the downwards delivery showing on all three? And going from there. So, but I am working on the advanced order block video. I want to kind of have it a bit more concrete in terms of the examples and breaking it down into components, so it's more so just getting that done. But ideally I should have that up at some point next week. But it'll be a lot of details, truthfully. Like, it'll be pretty much, I want it to be close to everything, or at least as much as possible, so stay tuned for that one. If you guys have anything else, be sure to comment down below. Other than that, have a good one, and be sure to subscribe.